Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Project. In this module, I want to show you how you can split a task. There's many reasons why you want to split a task, maybe because a resource is not available. The computer sometimes splits a task for you as well. So first of all, let me create a task. So task A, and let's make this a 10-day task so we've got lots to play with. So it's a 10-day task. And I'm going to allocate Bob to it. So if I just move this dividing line across a little bit and access the resource names column, I haven't got any resources, but you can create resources through here as well. So by typing Bob there, if I go to the resource sheet, it creates Bob. There's no details for Bob, but it just creates him. You can come into this and fill that in later on. If I go back to the Gantt chart and then just move this curtain back across like that. So we've got the task sitting there. Move it over a bit so it's closer in. Let's say you want to split that task into 2 or 3. Now, if I go back to tasks, the split task tool is like this Christmas cracker here in this area, schedule. When you click on it, you get like a little guide of what to do. You should really ignore that guide and just move your mouse over the task that you want to split, and then that guide becomes active. And you'll get, as you can see there, it says Wednesday the 19th. If I move forward a bit, you'll say Thursday the 20th, etc. Now, if you click and hold, as you move forward, that becomes 2 dates, and it basically tells you where you're going to let it go. So that's saying Monday the 24th and to Wednesday the 3rd. I'll let that go, and you can see that break there. Now, if I do that again, this time I'll pick Thursday, push it forward into Tuesday, and then you've split that task into 3 separate bits. And the reason that might be required, if I just do another task, task B, and just say that's a 1-day task, but I add Bob to it, as it sits at the moment, if I move this across a little bit, if I put Bob into it, that will make Bob over allocated. So if I push this back to the left, you'll see that in the indicator column, the little red men. You also will see that on any resource view. There's the resource sheet, so it's red there. And as I've said on many other videos, you cannot have red men because that means somebody's doubled up and it's not happening on the ground. So it's a pointless exercise. Now, there are many things you can do here. If I move this back across, there's loads of spaces there that Bob's not working on, even though he's on that top task for 10 days. According to that, he is not actually working. And if I just prove that to you by splitting the screen, I'll go view and not timeline, details. And then you'll see if I change that to task usage or resource usage, I'll do resource usage. Where's resource usage? There we go. So when I highlight these 2 tasks, it'll give you the hours that they are taking. You can see it's over allocated on that first day, Monday, 16 hours, and is only allocated 8 hours. And you can see the breakdown. You can see there's 0 hours. So I could manually just on here for task B, put that to a 0, and then I could on one of these blank ones put 8. That would resolve the over allocation. So now it's moved into that space. You've no longer got them showing red. If I undo that, Control Z, so that's what I've just done. But I could also go to the resource tab and get the computer to level it, and let's see what the computer does. So I need to highlight both of these again so I can see them. So the computer's put that to a milestone, which I don't want it to do. I want that to be 1 day. So it's still 1 day is over allocated. Now I'm going to get this to level. You can level by resources, but I've only got 1 resource, so not needed. I'll click on level all. And then when I click on level all, the computer does exactly the same. It's moved the 8 hours from Monday to Wednesday because it can see that space. When you use leveling though, you've got the option to clear leveling. I did undo, but that is the same thing really, and it should just go back to where it was. You could obviously get somebody else to do that task, and you could split that task as well yourself. So we're talking about splitting tasks. So what I could do, I could split this task. Now the problem I've got here is trying to split this. It's because it's only one day, it's quite hard to split that. So what I'm going to have to do is zoom it in a little bit so I can actually split that into the hours. So if I just zoom that in and then come back to that task. So now it's in blocks of hours. You can see it there. So there's blocks of hours. Now if I come back over, so you can see, now I should be able to split that. So I click on this, split tool, sit in the middle, push part of it into the next block, and then it splits it. So I had to zoom in to do that because one day wasn't letting me do that. Now if I go back to view and remove this bottom part, split screen, and let's have a look at what we've got here. And I'll just double click on the time scale to get that back to the default. So that default is on the bottom task. It wants to be in days, and it wants to be one day, so that's saying 6 days, so just put that to 1 day. And the middle tier wants to be on weeks, which is on days as well. Put that to weeks, and then just 1 week. There's only 2 tiers showing. That should put it back how it started off. That's back how I wanted it. So that was little glitching project there. So now I've got my split screen, and you can see that both of these tasks have got a split element to them. If I do another task, one more task, task C, you have to be careful when you're dealing with your mouse on the screen when you're splitting tasks or just creating tasks, because if you're not careful, if you sit your mouse on the front of a task, you end up making the task bigger. If you sit your mouse on the back end of a task and drag, you're actually completing the task. It's doing complete. So that's showing complete. Now that can be done accidentally. If I create another task and just show you this bit, task D, if you move a task, see there's nothing in the information column. If I move a task accidentally or even on purpose, I don't want to add a link, so okay. You get this indicator column being populated with what's called a moderate constraint, because you've basically told the computer that that is the start date and it's not following on from the project start date, or if it's got links and things like that. So there's a bit of a thought process needed when you are using your mouse to move things around, because you're going to make task D, according to this, and task B are more important than task A and C because they've got constraints on. Whether you're meant to do that or not, the computer has done that. You need to be aware of that, and you don't have this information column in every single table view, so just be aware of that. So basically that's all I want to talk about in this little video: how you can split tasks, move tasks, make tasks longer, and have them showing complete with your mouse. So hopefully this little video is of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.